And we're live. This is Julien Jean-Pierre from the Royal St. Lucian Seamoss Company. And it's another Sunday night. Let's talk about Seamoss. And sorry, I had to pause it there. I got a message. Just did a late night deal just recently. And had my brother meet with the guy. And so he's sending me a message letting me know it's all done. So, as you know, we're always open, always available for to make late night drop offs. You just got to give us a call. So, what are we going to talk about today? I'm not quite sure, but I know definitely what I'm going to start leading off in the future is I'm going to start turning like in the beginning when I started Let's Talk with Seamoss, I wanted this to be more of like sort of like an open space where we could just have frank discussions about Seamoss and stuff like that. And I wanted to create a safe space where people can, discuss things, debate things, and overall get a topic. Recently, some things have happened to me where I'm looking at what I'm doing and what I'm providing to the community, and I'm kind of like thinking, okay, it, you know, is this the best way for the to serve the industry? Am I helping this industry, being effective? Um, so, so you're asking how much is the 50 bags? It really depends on where you're located. How much is 50 pounds? So I think best would be to reach out to me sort of in the DMs and we can talk. I mean, it really kind of depends on how often you're buying the stuff. How yeah, price really comes down to consistency. You know what I mean? If you're consistently buying every month, you're going to get a different price than if you bought once in a while. So if you're in Guyana, um, I don't really deal with the price thing in the Caribbean countries or anything like close to St. Lucia. So what I'll have you do is reach out to me with a message, and I'll put you in touch with our Caribbean contact because. One second here. Dog always wants out. So if you order directly from us from North America, like it's going to be a different cost than if you reach out to our contact in St. Lucia and he sends it directly to you guys. So yeah. So the short answer is I'm not sure. You're going to get a better price than what we have on the website for the CMOS. So yeah, getting back to what I was saying is so I'm asking myself, okay, how do I um, best serve the market? Because what I'm beginning to realize is that I'm putting a lot of free content out there, free information, free nuggets, and stuff like that, and you know, just about like anybody can take this stuff. And lately, I feel like a lot of people have been using me to their advantage. You know what I mean? But at the same time, not trying to support the movement and how I feel like it should be supported. Number one, I feel like you should never have to. Hey, what's up, Yusuf? Just see me there. You should never have to look at someone else's CMOS and compare your CMOS to another CMOS. For example, wildcrafted versus farm. And this is what bothers me more than anything is that the amount of time that's spent on trying people trying to sell their CMOS by comparing their CMOS to another CMOS is it's like it's getting out of control. And they're not spending enough time to accurately prove that their CMOS is the quality of what they say it is. All they say is, well, it's wildcrafted, so it means it should be better, and that's not the truth. So one of the things I'm planning to do is sort of like make it a component of these live streams to go in depth and show people why wildcrafted is not necessarily better. Like you can't just slap a label on it and say, "Oh, it's wildcrafted." That means it's good. I wonder if that guy there, like, so a guy came in the clubhouse. He looked like he was about to talk and everything, and I think I started going on this wildcrafted, and he left. I said, "I want." You saw that, eh, Yusuf? He was like, "Oh, this is not the room for me." But it's really driving me nuts, bro. Because you know what happened recently? So I have that Seamoss Buyers Club, right? So I create this club, right, for everybody to come in and sell Seamoss. And what I saw recently was one of the members who I've known, and I've like gone on my way to help them, like called them up and said, "Hey, you want to do a live stream? Let me show off your business. Let me do this. How can I help you?" A lot of times, it was like met with this kind of like she was being polite. They were being polite, but they weren't. You could tell that it was just like they didn't want it. They didn't trust me. You know what I mean? Like, why is this guy coming and helping me or offering help or whatever, right? So the other day they make this post about asking people which do they prefer, wildcrafted or farm, right? And so when they're pushing the question, I know what they're like. I'm not an idiot, right? I do this all the time in marketing. She's putting the in question to insinuate that one is better than the other, right? And the reality is no one has any proof. I've looked for it. Do you know what I'm saying? If there was proof that one CMOS was better than the other, then we'd be showing it. You know what I mean? Someone would have it and say this is what it is. But there is no proof. There is no sort of test where they compared one to the other and said this is. There's no sort of literature that you can find that explains the wildcrafted, and even furthermore, some of the wildcrafted that people think is wildcrafted isn't wildcrafted. Like my friend, yeah, my friend brought that up the other day when I was talking to him. He's like, "Bro, listen, if you," he's like, "I don't care who these say." He's like, "If you're going out there and you're harvesting the sea moss every 3 months in the wild, then it's not wildcraft. You're farming." That's what he's saying. It's like he said the real wildcrafted. He said that stuff takes forever to grow. He's like, you can't just like go and harvest it and come back a month later and it's back. He's like, that's what difference is that from the farm? How is that anything different? You know what I mean? So so they go on and they're saying, "Oh, which do you prefer?" Blah blah blah, right? So I kind of come in, of course, just so you guys know, there's no difference. Blah blah blah. It's the same CMOS, but of course everybody's like, "Oh, wildcraft," and then they follow up with this next post where they're like, "Oh, um, just for the record, so people know." We don't sell farm CMOS. We sell wildcrafted. We have divers. So I'm kind of like right back, like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like I kind of told you not, like, why are you going this way? Like, you know what I mean? You're trying to like down one over the other, and they're trying to like play coy, like they don't know what they're really trying to do, right? And kind of saying, oh well, people are asking me if we're doing farmed, and we don't want. Why would we promote farmed if it's wild? And I said, listen, like you don't need to like be even mentioning farm. Like, why are you even bringing up farm CMOS for? If your CMOS is better, you just say why your CMOS is better. You shouldn't even have to talk about farm.
Yeah, we can't even find a reason or even they can't even pinpoint why they think it's better or why it's better.
Yes.
Can't pinpoint.
Listen, the only thing they can say is that the CMOS gets diminished from the rock, and I've smashed that. That's not true. I smashed that long time ago. You know what I mean? I know that that's not the truth. That's what I mean. That's not the case. It's Seamoss 101. Oh, the street foods. He's saying, be careful. Yeah, yeah, be careful because a lot of people.
Nobody wants to read the books. There's so many science books out there about marine life, vegetables, things like that. But no, a lot of people that's selling the seafood, that's selling the sea moss, they don't want to read it because they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna prove themselves wrong. They don't want knowledge of that. So anytime you talk about it, it's like, oh yeah, oh that ain't true. Dr. Sebi said.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Imagine that's your whole marketing plan, your whole marketing scheme. It's like almost like in order for you, how do I put it? It's almost like you'd have to throw out everything that you've worked on. Do you know what I mean? And start from scratch, and then you got to learn, like you said, read the books and learn the truth. Right? No one. It's almost like this is easier. It's like just say it's this. You know what I mean? Like everybody else is saying. Right? So I kind of went back to her and was kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, you better kind of, I can't remember the exact words I used, but I was kind of saying, look, tread lightly. You know what I mean? Because I've kind of said to you, you shouldn't be, dissing these other people's CMOS. These people have a livelihood on it, especially when you have no proof. Like, if you don't understand how farming works, you shouldn't be discussing about farming. This girl's never seen a Seamoss farm. She's never touched the Seamoss farm. How are you telling me that it's better? What do you know about Seamoss farm to even make that? Do you know what I'm saying? That kind of statement. Like, how are you qualified to say that one's better than the other when you haven't touched both? That's the biggest joke. I laugh when people are always saying, "Well, I prefer this." How do you know? You've never tested one or the other, but yet you know this is the best. That's blind faith right there. Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, so I was kind of like, like you better watch it, right? So they they um they turn around, right? And then I think they did it on their own personal page or some, but they took what I said, they quoted me, and they tried to twist it and turn around and say like, oh, like I don't know what this guy's talking about. You know what I mean? We don't have, I don't know, it was some stupid thing. But in the end, it irritated me, right? So I basically wrote to her and said, okay, like, you want to go there? Okay, let's play, right? And my attitude was kind of like, look, there's a lot of shit that I don't say that I could be saying about certain things. Do you know what I mean? And to me, it's kind of like I leave these wildcrafted guys alone, but I could go hours and hours and hours and show you reasons why wildcrafted isn't better. Number one, you're getting like you don't know what you're getting with wildcrafted. Most of these guys that are diving, they're not CMOS experts. They don't know how to identify. Yeah, they don't know how to identify CMOS species. Do you know what I'm saying? For the most of them, I can't say everyone because I don't know all of them. But I'll put it this way: Kevin sent me Sagassum and tried to convince me it was Bladderwrack.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And they're calling their Garcilaria spaghetti moss. Another one 40 leg. They don't know what they're talking about. And where are the?
The crazy thing about it is people don't understand how sea moss mutates when it's like traveled somewhere else. Some of the sea moss they have don't even belong over there because it's not a warm water sea moss.
Facts.
It mutated once it got over there, and it mutated with the other species over there, and it's something else now. I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's something else.
It's different.
People don't understand how sea moss and things like how it works. A lot of it is species because it's mixed. It's different species. Some of it's not even supposed to be over there.
Yeah.
And they keep saying it's something that is not, like, oh, this 40 legs, oh, this is this, and I'll be like, nah, what species is it? Nobody. bro, I had that Seamoss. I gave it to so many people, bro. I gave it to God for test. They still can't identify what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it is so many different species that look the same, that have the same like characteristics, and the shit